Hello there, my name is Brian Cundall, and I'm a seminarian for the Diocese of Little Rock, and I'm here at Christ the King Church in Fort Smith, and we're going to talk about the last icon we have here at Christ the King. The icon behind me is a depiction of the resurrection of Jesus. And so if you enter into the church here at Christ the King, this is the icon on your left-hand side. And so this is a depiction of the resurrection. So as we talk about and say every Sunday in the Creed, we know that Jesus suffered and died and then rose again on the third day. And especially in the Apostles' Creed, it says that he descended into hell and rose again on the third day. And so this icon is not only a depiction of the resurrection, but it's also a depiction of his descent into hell, or what is also sometimes called the harrowing of hell. And so you see, like we've talked about in other icons, black is almost never used because black is a color that is the absence of light. Normally an icon is a window into heaven, so that window into heaven is pure light. There's normally a gold background, but you can see the pit at the bottom. You can see the pit of hell where it's just this black maw. And so Jesus has stormed down into hell and he is breaking out of hell. So you can see the doors have been flung open. There's hinges and nails and screws and everything flying all over the place, and there's locks also being broken and flown all over the place. So if you ever come over here and look real closely, you can see all of that. It's really cool. And so Christ is being resurrected. He's coming out of hell. And so the reason there was the harrowing of hell is he's pulling out those who were the faithful people, the faithful Jewish people. We don't say that the Jewish people were in hell, but they were in a place which they sometimes called the bosom of Abraham, or it's also called Sheol, which was kind of like a purgatory, because before Christ resurrected, the gates of heaven were closed. And so you see right next to Christ, he's pulling and helping up a man, and that is Adam. So Adam and Eve, who are both in Sheol, are being brought into heaven because Christ is the new Adam. Adam and Eve have been redeemed. And so you see Adam right there, and right next to him in the red is Eve. And in every depiction of the harrowing of hell, you'll have Adam and Eve, and in every depiction, Eve's hand will always be covered over because it was her hand that touched the fruit from the tree. And so that's why her hand always has a covering over it, and you never see Eve's hand in any depictions of the harrowing of hell. And then on the other side, you see some great patriarchs of the Jewish faith, but also of the Catholic faith. You see King Solomon, King David, and then right behind them you see John the Baptist. And so again, these are the great Jewish prophets, the great Jewish kings that are being brought up into heaven along with Christ. So another couple of aspects you see about this icon, and this is true for pretty much all the icons of the resurrection, is that Jesus is dressed in white. It's purity, it's divinity, it's light. He has been resurrected. And then another thing you see on most icons of the resurrection is you see this three-tiered blue circle around Christ. And so this is called Amandorla, which is Italian for almond. And Amandorla is representing the divinity of Christ, representing that he's God. And so only Christ in icons or God in icons will ever be represented and have a mandorla around him. So it's almost the next level of divinity over just a normal halo around him. So Jesus not only just has a halo around him, but he has that whole mandorla, that whole blue kind of ring of divinity around him. So another cool thing about all three of the icons here at Christ the King is that normally an icon is painted on wood. There's a particular process of how you prepare the wood, how you paint the icon on the wood. And sometimes you have big wooden icons, but usually they're smaller little wooden kind of boards for personal devotion. Oftentimes icons are portable and used for personal devotion and prayer. In churches, though, there's oftentimes icons that are painted bigger, and sometimes they're painted on wood, but icons as big as ours can't be painted on wood because, one, you can think of how heavy that would be and how difficult that would be to install them. And so a particular cool feature about our icons here is each of the particular characters or images of the people in the icons were first painted on canvas and then were glued on here at Christ the King. And so the gold leaf and everything else was first prepared, and then they were painted in the iconographer's workshop, and then they were brought here and glued into place. And so that also, the idea behind that was also so that they could make easy repairs to the icons. So if something was happening, we would be able to remove the canvas image of the person from the icon and make the repairs and then put the person back on the icon, which is just another cool feature about the icons we have here at Christ the King. Well, I just want to thank everybody for watching and following along with our series on icons here at Christ the King. I hope you all learned a little something, maybe are inspired to learn a little bit more about icons, maybe are inspired to pray with icons a little bit more. So thank you so much for watching. God bless, and hopefully we'll see you on some of the next videos we have here at Christ the King.